between Israel and Lebanese armed group Hezbollah has left many in Gaza feeling abandoned. We hope and pray for a ceasefire here as well, says Manar al-Najjar. The people of Gaza are tired, our children are tired. No similar deal was reached with Hamas despite more than a year of negotiations, not to mention 14 months of conflict, the devastation of the Gaza Strip by Israeli strikes, and the deaths of more than 44,000 people. Osama Ashur, displaced like nearly everyone in Gaza, said he was glad for the Lebanese and grateful for their solidarity, but he feared the world had turned its back.
It leaves the Palestinian people suffering hunger, misery and homelessness in this harsh winter amid the war's devastation. We didn't hear from the world, from anyone wanting a solution for our people and our case. We wish that could happen soon, God willing.
Iran-backed Hezbollah began firing missiles at Israel in solidarity with Hamas after the Palestinian militant group attacked Israel in October 2023, triggering the Gaza war. Hezbollah insisted it would not agree to a ceasefire until the war in Gaza ended. But in the end it dropped that condition after resounding blows, including Israel's assassination of its veteran leader, Hassan Nasrallah. This was Hashim Abu Alba in Khan Yunis.
Deep inside, I was happy for the Lebanese. But at the same time, I felt frustrated because they left us alone. You've ended the war, but for us, how long will it continue?
The Israel-Hezbollah ceasefire was seen as a blow to Hamas. Its leaders had hoped the expansion of the war into Lebanon, which escalated drastically in the last couple of months, would pressure Israel to reach a comprehensive ceasefire. Hamas official Sami Abu Zuhri told Reuters the group appreciates Lebanon's right to agree a truce and hopes for a deal to end the Gaza war. US National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said Washington would now renew its push for a Gaza ceasefire.
A ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon's Hezbollah has taken effect as part of a deal proposed by the U.S. to end more than a year of hostilities. The conflict, ignited by the Gaza war last year, has wreaked havoc on both sides. Let's take a closer look at the costs of the conflict so far. At least 3,768 people have been killed in Lebanon and 15,699 wounded since October 2023, according to Lebanon's health ministry. Those figures do not differentiate between Hezbollah fighters and civilians. The vast majority of casualties were inflicted after Israel went on the offensive in September. Hezbollah strikes have killed 45 civilians in northern Israel and the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights. Israeli authorities said at least 73 Israeli soldiers have been killed in northern Israel, the Golan Heights, and in combat in southern Lebanon. Over 886,000 people have been displaced within Lebanon, according to the International Organization for Migration and the UN Refugee Agency. UNHCR data shows that over 540,000 people have fled Lebanon to Syria since the war started. In Israel, some 60,000 people evacuated their homes in the north. Houses and buildings in both Lebanon and Israel have been destroyed. In Lebanon, the cost of damage to housing is estimated at $2.8 billion, with tens of thousands of houses in ruins. A World Bank report also estimated agricultural losses of more than $1.1 billion as crops and livestock have been destroyed and farmers displaced. In Israel, authorities estimate property damage to be at least $273 million. The bulk of the damage in Israel has been inflicted in areas adjacent to the Lebanese border, pummeled by Hezbollah rockets. A preliminary World Bank estimate has put the damage and losses in Lebanon at $8.5 billion. Lebanon's GDP is also projected to contract by 5.7% in 2024. Tourism and hospitality, which are key contributors to Lebanon's economy, have been hit hardest. For Israel, the conflict with the Iran-backed group has compounded the economic impact of the war in Gaza. The budget deficit has surged and prompted all three major credit rating agencies to downgrade Israel's rating this year. The conflict has also exacerbated supply chain disruptions and driven up inflation.